Hey friends, what's going on? I was able to get the kiddos to bed at a reasonable hour. I had no idea if I'd be able to jump on into a video early on or if it would be like 9 o'clock. You never know with those kids, man. Um, so I'm gonna go ahead and start like as people are jumping on. And I've actually even made a handful of notes for myself to try to keep me on track because I have a way of rambling and going on forever. And I want to try to keep this succinct and simple. And the goal of this live is to share just a little bit of information about what is the ketogenic diet, simplify it, make it easy to understand. People find it overwhelming. What is ketosis? I had no idea what that even meant before I started the keto diet. I literally had to do a Google search because I had heard the word and was completely clueless. Ketogenesis, the hell is that? Exogenous ketones, endogenous ketone production. I mean, you can intuitively figure out that exogenous means outside your body, endogenous means inside, but like, what does all that even mean? Like, stop speaking in another language. I want to try to like boil it down and speak it to you in layman's terms and really simplify it. I think a lot of people hear about things like the paleo diet or the keto diet or some non-diet related something that just sounds really, really complicated. And unless you take some time to do research and dive into it, it just seems overwhelming before you even start, so you don't pay attention. So I'm here to talk with you about all of those things. And I'm going to try not to focus too much on the questions in the bottom as you go, but put them in there and I'll go back and answer them. And I may answer them, as I'm chatting anyway. But if I look down there too much, I'll get like really, really distracted. So first off, like what even is the keto diet? It's really, really simple. The simplest way I can explain it to you is it's low carb, high fat, and a moderate protein diet. That's all it means. It's not this new fad or a trend that just showed up out of the blue. I know you're hearing a lot about it now, but it's been around for 120 plus years. And it actually was developed for children who had epilepsy because research found that your brain can't have seizures when you're in a state of ketosis. What is ketosis? I'll get to that, but in short, it means your body's using fat for fuel. That's all it means. So it's not a fad. It's not another one of those fad diets. It is not the Atkins diet. There are some similarities, but you're not sitting around eating butter and bacon all day. It's none of the things that you probably think it is if you're not really sure and have just kind of been on the outskirts and haven't done any research. So with that in mind, the low carb, high fat, moderate protein, when people first get started with the keto diet, you're not going to have this just like overnight change. You're not going to put in a little bit of effort for a week and wake up with like abs and muscles and be super skinny and like your fat's just going to disappear. It does take time. It takes time to get into nutritional ketosis. It takes some time for your body to become what we call fat adapted, meaning your body knows how to grab that fat fuel source and use it and start burning the fat on your body too. It doesn't just happen like a light switch. It really, really doesn't. It could take a couple weeks. It could take months to get your body into a state of nutritional ketosis. And that's why exogenous ketones can be really beneficial. And we can talk about that later. But even think about if you're just eating the keto diet and you cheat. And I hate to even use the word cheat because I don't like to think of it in those terms because to me it's not a thing where I'm missing out on anything. I just mean if you go and eat a burger and fries when you're trying to like at first get to this fat adapted state, you're setting yourself back because it might take you, a week or two to get back into that state of ketosis. If you cheat often, you might spend most of your time not in ketosis, and that's why your progress is stalled before you really even get started. So that's another reason why people really, really find benefit in these exogenous ketones that I promote all the time. Again, they're not necessary to be successful. They're definitely not. But the way that I see it is, why not do something if you're open to it that is going to help accelerate your process and to get you where you're going faster and is good for you at the same time. So anyway, so how does all this work in simple people terms? Your body can run off of three technically, but two main fuel sources is the way you see it. So we all hear about carbs and sugar. So that's glucose. All of that turns into glucose, and that's stored as fat on your body. So carbs and glucose as a fuel source, people love it. People love it because it gives you these quick bursts of energy. That's what we've all been doing for years. That's why we crave sugar and we crave carbs, because we burn off all that energy really fast, and then we crash and we need more and we need more and we need more. It's like cocaine. I mean, you cannot get enough of it, and that's why we all have all these cravings all the time. So think about when you go out to eat. You go to an Italian restaurant and they bring out that delicious freaking bread and the oil, and you eat all that bread and you get this burst of energy, and before your entree even comes out, you're like kind of sluggish at the table and feeling terrible. And then you eat that big pasta dish and it tastes amazing. But you get home and you literally, I used to say like, man, I need to lay flat. And I really meant it. I used to literally go home and I would lay flat. I got to lay flat, guys. Like I can't even go on. If you go to a Mexican restaurant, they give you that big basket of chips. And you're starving, so you eat all of them and you keep eating them and they keep bringing them. It's a bottomless pit of chips. It's a bottomless pit of carbs. And before your meal even comes, or by the time you get home, you feel like crap. You feel awful, and you're all bloated when you wake up the next day, and you blame the salt. But it's the carbs too. It's the carbs. But that's why athletes like it, though, because it is a fuel source that gives you quick bursts of energy, and lots of it. That's why you hear about runners carb loading before a marathon. They want to, put in a bunch of fuel in their body that it can burn in that short period of time, and they want it fast. And it does work for that, but then you crash. But that's why fat's different, and that's why ketones are different. So ketones is the other fuel source, and that's just a simple way of saying your body is using fat for fuel, because what it does is take those healthy fats, turns them into ketones inside of your body. So you keep hearing me talk about ketones every once in a while, the packets that I promote and drink all the time. But your body inside, like your liver, creates ketones and your brain uses them for fuel. And it's a really clean, like light your brain up type of fuel source. And so if you're trying to lose weight, that's one goal of the whole keto diet. It's not all of the goals. You don't even have to lose weight to be, successful and to like that diet. But if you're looking to lose weight, stop focusing on weight and focus on fat loss, because the goal is to get your body into that state where it's burning fat, including the fat that's like stored on your body, burning it off for fuel. And that's what happens. That's why you see these transformation pictures. That's why you see my transformation pictures. You guys, have you seen it? I've lost like 33 pounds at this point. I mean, my body, it shrunk. It's because it literally ate the fat off of my body while I was fueling it with fat. Like that's just the way it works. So think about what that even means. Like, what is a fuel source that is fat? And I don't sit around and just eat only fat all day. Like you guys, if you're in my groups, you see the things that I post. There's tons of veggies in there. There's fruits. I posted earlier today, I made some of those like chocolate peanut butter no-bake cookies, but I swapped out some things and made them keto friendly. Like I live life like to the fullest with the things that I eat. I eat delicious friggin' things. Like they're awesome. But the fats, think about avocado. Think about really like marbly steaks, like a ribeye, ground beef, and burgers, that kind of thing. Think about healthy oils, avocado oil, olive oil, coconut oil, that kind of things. Butter, all these things that make food taste better. Those are good for fueling you. So and they freaking taste good. So think of that when you're thinking about like fueling your body with fat. You're not like chomping on sticks of butter. That's disgusting. So you guys, as I'm talking, if this is something that resonates with you, like share it on your page. Share it to people who might be interested. Share it in your groups. Like share it anywhere you want it to. Like you have my permission. Like I encourage you to share this video as I'm talking if you know anyone who, is thinking about this. So the other thing is, if you're one of those people, and most of us have been this person at some point in time, if we've ever been trying to like slim down, who's just tired of eating like a bird. You're tired of eating out of containers and measuring your food or weighing your food. If you got that far into it, if you were that dedicated to like just trying to slim down, if you're tired of eating like salt and pepper chicken that has no flavor, and lettuce with no dressing, and just feeling miserable, like, keep listening. I can't even explain to you how opposite of that this whole thing is. And you really, really feel satisfied and feel really great at the same time, because you're taking all that sugar and the spikes and valleys out of your life. So, okay. So who's heard of the term lazy keto? Raise your hand. Raise your hand in the comments below if you've ever heard of lazy keto. And do you even know what it means? Lazy keto, I would probably classify myself as someone who subscribes to that. And all that really means is, it doesn't mean that I'm like kind of following it sometimes and kind of not. It just means I'm not tracking and accounting for every single thing that I put in my mouth. That doesn't work for me. I don't do that. Most people just can't function in that way on a day-to-day basis. So what that really means is, I'm not weighing my food. I'm not putting it in a tracking app. I'm not counting calories. I'm not doing any of that stuff. Although I do think it's a really good idea early on as a learning tool, a couple weeks in, but like, I don't do that consistently. But what I do, now that I know what's in my food, lazy keto just means I'm, conscious about what I'm eating. I know what's lower carbs and what's higher carbs, and I just make more educated decisions on a day in and day out basis. I try to get in those extra healthy fats where I can, but I don't go out of my way to add butter to everything or to eat something when I'm not hungry. I eat when I'm hungry, and I focus on low carb, and the rest just kind of takes care of itself. That's what lazy keto means. That's what works for me. You don't have to, obsess over every little item and worry that it's going to completely throw you out of whack and, mess up all of your progress. So don't stress about that part of it either. People think so hard about, oh my God, my macros, like I'm so far off. What even is a macro? Who doesn't know what a macro is? I didn't know what that was a while back. Macronutrients just means the different nutrients you put in your body: carbs, protein, fat. That's all a macro is. People talk about their macros, and it sounds intimidating if you don't know what they're talking about. That's all it means. All these, smart people, scientists and doctors, put these fancy names on everyday stuff, and they intimidate us, and it sucks. And so I'm here to like simplify it for you. Okay. So one of the things that people don't realize, when you're on keto and slip out of ketosis, and remember I said earlier that ketosis means that fat burning state. You're transitioning your body from running on carbs and glucose to running on fat and ketones. That's a state of ketosis. And so when you slip out of that state of ketosis, it can be a couple of different things. It can be a lot of different things, but usually it's one of these 2 or 3 things. One of them is you're not eating enough fat. So when you first get started and you're like cutting out all your carbs or a lot of your carbs, that was your fuel source. That's what your body was used to using and running on. And we're so programmed to think fat is terrible, fat's bad, low fat, no fat, fat-free everything. Like, fat's going to turn into fat. Don't eat fat or you're going to be fat. And we low fat ourselves into gaining like 20, 30, 40, 70 pounds thinking that we're eating healthy. And we low fat our way into obesity. And so we really have to take a step back and like think about the science behind the entire concept. When you eat fat, you're not like smearing it on your butt. Like, that's not the way that it works. You have to replace that carbohydrate fuel source with another fuel source, and that is fat. So that can be one of the things. You're just not eating enough fat to fuel your body. The other thing could be cortisol levels. Most of us live in a pretty stressed state. If you're functioning in a really high stress state, your cortisol levels are up. And a lot of times your body cannot stay in ketosis when your cortisol levels are all out of whack like that. And that's when exogenous ketones could also be really, really useful for you, because we'll talk more about them in a minute. They are patented to put you into that state of ketosis regardless of your stress level, regardless of your cortisol levels, regardless of all of the things. They're patented to put you there. So if you struggle with any of these things, they can be really, really useful for you, especially if you're getting started, or if you've plateaued, that kind of thing. The other thing that people don't think about is overeating in calories. They hear about keto and they think high fat, I'm going to eat all these calories. I can eat as much as I want as long as I'm within my macros and these percentages that I'm supposed to stick to. And they don't even think about calories. So the first thing there is not everybody has the same percentages. Everybody's body is different. Everybody's body composition, your metabolism, all of that's different. So if I say that if I targeted, 70% fat and 20% protein and 10% carbs, that might not work for you. Everyone's body is different. So there's no single prescription for the world on what a macro percentage should look like. So people focus on that so much, they don't even think about the calories. But look, you guys, I don't care what type of diet or not diet or what you're eating. The scientific mathematical fact is if you eat more calories, more energy than your body is burning, period, you will not lose weight. In fact, if you eat more than what your body is burning, you're going to gain weight. Period. I don't care if your body's burning fat because your macros are good. You cannot lose weight if you're overindulging in calories. So that's where a tracking app or something like that comes in handy early on to teach yourself, to help you, that kind of thing. So those three things could be kicking you out of ketosis or preventing you from even getting there. That's why ketones are great, which leads me to my next point. Let me tell you why I love keto and why I love and talk about ketones all the time. So for me, it's all about finding what better means for you. You don't have to be a person who's looking to lose any amount of weight to want to feel better, to want to be better, to have, some kind of goal that's not weight related. A lot of times, excuse me, talking too much. I got a dry throat going on. A lot of times, with products like this, you see people focus so much on weight loss and giant transformations and things that make people open their eyes and be like, man, that could happen to me. And that's great. And, that did happen to me. But with exogenous ketones, the weight loss part, and with keto, the weight loss part is legitimately a byproduct of the entire process. All these other benefits can be realized from ketones and from the keto diet. So for me, yes, I lost all the chub, all the baby fat. That's wonderful. It's, a self-esteem and a confidence thing that I didn't have before, and I was really struggling. That's great. But I'm in a good spot now, physically and mentally, but I keep drinking them every day. And it's because for me, my new better is about focus, it's about energy, it's about productivity, and it's about feeling amazing, which I do. I don't know. I wish some of you guys could have lived in my house secretly, fly on the wall, to see what my life was like 9 months ago. Because, you guys all see the, social media crap. And I try to be real, but, none of us are real all the time, right? So, just think about what better means for you. And, as I'm talking, put a 5 or 10 in the comments below, because these things, they're trial packs. You can try these with no commitment. That's what they're here for. You can sample things out to see if you like them. So put a 5 or 10 in the comments below if any of this stuff resonates with you. If you're looking for better skin, look at I have no makeup on, you guys. I have on some mascara from yesterday because I went out in public for the first time in forever and met my friend Leanne. So I put mascara on. But, my skin's never looked this good in the last 15, 20 years. So if you're looking for better skin, 5 or 10 in the comments below. If you're looking for better sleep, I actually have a restful sleep these days. 2 tiny kids. I don't get a lot of sleep some days. Put a 5 or 10 in the comments below. If you're kind of in a grumpy mood and you're kind of a bitch, if you're just not happy and you're looking to feel joy, to feel glad again, put a 5 or 10 in the comments below. If you're looking for fat loss and you're trying to have that physical transformation, this can do it for you. 5 or 10 in the comments below, like for real, like this. It's amazing. If you guys are watching, I know you're on and off, but if any of you guys who have been drinking ketones or doing the keto diet have some like positive things to share them below. Like talk about it to the people that are watching. If you're coming back and watching this later, put your little blurb in there. This is all the benefits I've realized. I've lost 10 pounds in 2 weeks, like whatever it is, like tell the people like what I'm talking about. This is for real. So, and I think at this point, I haven't looked in a while, but I know like well over like 120 customers like that I have like promoted this stuff to, and they've seen like amazing benefits. Yes, Leanne, energy. Krista, I see you, girl. All of the things, if you're looking for better energy, if you're looking for better performance, if you're a gym rat, CrossFit people love these things. Love because they've got that pure, sustained energy, but it also is there for muscle preservation. So while you're burning fat, it also preserves muscle and increases performance. If you're a CrossFitter or if you're a gym rat, if you're a person who loves to work out, if you're a person who drinks pre-workout, who here drinks pre-workout? Any kind. Have you read the back of that thing? Have you read the back of the label? Raise your hand if you drink pre-workout. As you're watching this later even, this could be your pre-workout. And they're only like, I don't know, 7 ingredients. And I can explain to you what every single one of them are, and I can pronounce them too. Gym people, like this is a thing for you. Like seriously, like all of those things can be achieved with this. Energy, fat loss, mood, better sleep, appetite control, sugar craving, suppression, all the stuff. These things can all be achieved. So I don't like to commit to things sometimes. And that's why these little 5 and 10 day packs are amazing, because it allows you to try all the flavors, see what you like, see how you feel. And this is a fuel for your brain, you guys. So when you drink them, I can promise you, and if anyone else can confirm this from your own experience too, you are going to feel something. And it's not going to be a bad feeling. It's not going to be like coffee, jittery, and then super crash, anything crazy like that. You're going to it's like my brain turned on is the best way I can describe it. No more mom brain or fog or walking into a room and forgetting what I was going there for. People have mom brain who don't even have kids because they're walking around like a zombie because they're mentally and physically exhausted all the time. This is, fuel for your brain. So you're going to feel something. You're not going to just drop 20 pounds in 2 days, but you know what? You might drop, 6 or 8. Like the first 10 days that I used it, I personally lost like 8 pounds. Doesn't happen for everybody, but it does over time. Either way, like this stuff is amazing. So I've been eating keto for a while. Seriously, it's like drying out my throat talking. I'm going to do some obnoxious coughing. You're going to love that. It's going to be great for viewers. So I've been doing keto for a while. I've achieved like more than I ever thought I could from a weight loss and a fat loss perspective. And I still drink these every single day. If you're a person who's been doing keto and has been really successful with it, even if you're not thinking about like the exogenous ketone side of it, I've got another thing I'll talk about that can help promote endogenous ketone production. So the production of ketones in your body from your liver. So there's something kind of like for everybody regardless. So I do still drink these daily, and my energy And my focus, my productivity is significantly different. There's something in it called CMED 100. You can Google it, CMED-100. And it's a DNA repair product that helps with blood flow. Also good for the gym folks. Your workouts are longer, they're stronger. You've got increased blood flow to your brain and to your muscles and that good stuff. Felicia, the best app is Carb Manager. It's free. There's another one called the Keto Diet app. Sorry, I glanced at the comments below. I try not to glance. I'll go back and answer your questions later as you have them. But I still drink these every single day. Weight loss is no longer my goal, although I still have some, body composition shifts I'm looking to make. But let me talk really quickly about the flavors. And as I'm talking about them, if these sound good to you, drop a 5 or a 10 below. And I'll inbox you later and we'll talk about putting together a little pack for you to try some. So I've got a couple of them with me. Key limeade, super favorite. Tastes like key limeade. It tastes like a limeade. This is my 100% favorite. I stopped drinking it, so I didn't run out of it. I've been on halt because it's so friggin' delicious. Good. Raspberry lemonade, everybody's favorite. It tastes like a Crystal Light. Blue Ocean. Tastes like a pina colada. It's delicious. Heart Tart. I've been drinking this one for 2 weeks now. It tastes kind of like a mild sweet tart. It's amazing. Maui Punch. Not my favorite, but people love this crap. To me, it tastes like Dimetapp. To other people, it tastes like fruit punch. Most people think it's awesome. I don't. Swiss Cacao tastes like a hot chocolate. Splash. This is just super refreshing. It's like grapefruit mixed with, grapefruit's not the main flavor, so don't take that away. Watermelon grapefruit is really fruity, but not too fruity, refreshing. Anyway, that's the main flavors I've got. There's no artificial anything, no artificial flavors, no artificial colorings, no artificial sweeteners, none of that stuff. It's all, vegan, dairy-free, all that mess. A variety of flavors to sample so you can see which one you like best before going and buying a full pack, or you can just go in and buy a full pack and I can give you flavor recommendations. But put your 5s and 10s below if you are slightly interested in trying any of this. It's totally worth your 5 or your 10 days to see if something will make you feel better if you don't feel better. But they taste good. They taste legitimately good. So who here has ever tried a diet product or a protein shake and you're literally gagging, trying to choke it down? Raise your hand or give me hearts or something. Who's ever just gagged down protein shakes? I mean, at a point I could basically drink anything. I could, hold my nose and just choke it down. Tastes awful. This stuff tastes amazing. I can sit there and just sip on it. It tastes like you're drinking a fruity drink. I make cocktails out of these things. Throw some tequila in this one. It tastes like a margarita. Throw some vodka in there and some lime. You can turn it right into a mule. I mean, they're awesome, you guys. They're really, really good. But anyway, they taste great. They are amazing. Safe for nursing moms. Yes, ma'am. In fact, when I first started keto and ketones, I was a nursing mom myself. It is safe for them. I was a person who drank caffeine anyway, but there are caffeine and non-caffeinated options. So yes, they're safe for pregnant women. In fact, if I knew about these when I was pregnant, I would have drank them every single day. Every single day. But yes, they're safe for nursing moms. They're safe for kids. Not an entire pack, but my son, he loves them, and I'll give him a really small portion of some of my non-caffeinated ones sometimes. One of my really close friends has a son who has autism, and he drinks them daily, and they're helping him improve in a lot of different ways. So they're safe, across the board. The only person or persons you'd want to consider, anyone who has a major health condition, talk to your doctor. But if you have a kidney condition, I know I've gotten sidetracked a little bit, and that's okay. That's a really great question. But if you're a diabetic, so my husband, for example, is a type 1 diabetic. It's not extremely safe for those people unless under the direction of a doctor, and if you're going to be really strict with your diet, because there is a risk in type 1 diabetics of ketoacidosis, which just means that your blood sugars and your blood ketone levels are extremely, extremely high. And that could be a really, really bad, risky, life-threatening thing. That's not going to happen for other regular, like non-diabetic people. It can be a risk for type 2 diabetics too, but I actually have a pretty large handful of type 2 diabetic customers, and what I always tell them is go talk to your endocrinologist, talk with them about it, get their approval and their thumbs up, then I will sell you some ketones. And I won't do it until they say, yes, my endo is backing me on this. But kidney issues is really the only thing because your liver and your kidney are involved. Yes, Shelly, Magic Pill on Netflix. If you haven't watched that, you guys, go do it. It's worth an hour and a half of your time. It's worth 3 hours. It's worth 3 days of your time. It's freaking awesome. It will change your mind. It'll change your perspective on sugar and carbs. It's awesome. Okay, so we've talked about exogenous ketones. So let's talk about endogenous ketone production and something that can help with that too. It's called keto cream. So who's heard of Bulletproof coffee? Anybody? Give me like thumbs up or hearts or waves or something if you've heard of Bulletproof coffee. Okay, if you've looked up recipes on the internet, it sounds kind of gross to me. Like you put oil or butter or something in your coffee and people swear by it. They love it. And I personally have never had it because I can't get past the idea of putting butter in my coffee. I love butter in my food, but I don't want to drink it. And I hear people talk about how much they love it and they blend it and they do all this stuff and put it in their coffee and it's good. But I can't get past it. But this is like a bulletproof coffee. The whole goal of Bulletproof is to get your extra fats in and to help with that endogenous ketone production, because your body takes those, like MCT oil, for example. It's a good, really clean fuel source from coconut oil. It takes that and turns the fats into ketones in your liver. So the more ketones that are in your blood, the more likely you are to be burning fat, that kind of thing. So that's the purpose of it. This stuff tastes amazing, and you don't have to put butter in your coffee, and you don't even have to like coffee to use it. I'll give you a couple of ideas for non-coffee drinkers. I love coffee. I love black coffee, so it was actually hard for me to get used to putting this in my coffee sometimes because I don't like sweeter things. I don't like creamy things sometimes, but this is actually really amazing. So it's basically Bulletproof coffee without the slimy texture. Like that just sounds gross. So if you're someone who's following intermittent fasting, if you're someone who has been on the keto diet for a long time and are looking for ways to boost your internal ketone production, this is for you. It will literally like light up your brain because it's another way of getting these into your body, but doing it internally without adding more from the outside, if that makes any sense, right? Okay. It's also got other good stuff in there. It's got 4 different strains of collagen. I might have to look at my notes to remember which ones, if this even matters to you guys. Let me see. Somewhere on my computer. Strains 1, 2, 5, and 10. That means nothing to me. Collagen's good. It's good for anti-aging. It's in every, skincare product that's out there. It's what it does is what's the best way to say this in like layman's terms? I don't want to get too scientific because the goal is to simplify. So it basically is connecting your brain to your body. A lot of times they're kind of functioning independently, and that's why you feel scatterbrained and all over the place. But it connects your brain to your body, and it emphasizes that, focus and energy and productivity. It's a really, really good thing. And I'm telling you, my skin, you guys, I'm kind of shiny, and I've got this like ring light. You can see I've got a light because I'm kind of sitting in the dark, but like you guys, I'm actually aging backwards. Like if you go back and look at pictures of me from even a year ago, I actually look younger. And a lot of times when people lose some weight, they lose the fat in their face. They look older because, your skin was stretched out, but I actually look younger. Like I fully believe it's because of all these products. So anyway, so if you don't drink coffee, you can mix these two. tastes like hot chocolate with marshmallows, Swiss cacao. If you have a sweet tooth, mix the strawberry with this. It tastes like a strawberry cheesecake. If you mix, where's my other one? Where'd it go? There's one called Purple Rain. I don't have it out here, but it tastes like a grape popsicle, kind of like a mild grape popsicle. It tastes like a purple Skittle. It's really, really good. If you like really, really sweet, who used to drink Fruity Pebbles or eat Fruity Pebbles when they were a kid? Anybody? So one thing that grosses me out is drinking the milk after eating cereal. Huh. The idea is terrible, but so many people like it. You mix raspberry lemonade and keto cream, and it supposedly tastes like Fruity Pebble milk. Makes me want to vomit personally, but that might strike a chord with some of you guys. The Blue Ocean, the pina colada one, enhances the pina colada-ness. Put vodka in this and a little heavy cream. You got yourself a real pina colada. Or rum. You could do rum. It's awesome. But anyway, put a 5 or 10 in the comments below if you're interested in trying out, sampling flavors, seeing what it's all about. I'm telling you, the hundreds of thousands of, probably more now, I would go so far as to say millions and millions of people at this point cannot be wrong, let me tell you. And I'll tell you who's not wrong, me. I wouldn't be talking about it if I didn't fully believe in it. I don't BS with any of this stuff. And all of you guys who know me, a lot of you don't know me personally, but if you do, you know that I would probably never do anything like this in my life, yet here I am. I believe in it that hard. Okay, so what else? Look at my last little note. So I guess the other thing to say about it is none of these are like a meal replacement. It's not a shake. You don't replace your meal with liquid. It's a fuel source. It's a supplement. So you're not drinking 2/3 of your meals a day. It's a therapeutic level of ketones. And so they're the only ketone product on the market who has a patent for a therapeutic level of ketones, meaning they are patented to put your body into a state of ketosis in 60 minutes. No other product has it. All of the rest of them advertise the amount of stuff that they put in it. Ours is a proprietary amount because it's the only one that's got the patent to get you where you want to go. The rest of them play on the words keto and, make a bunch of money doing so and charge a tiny, tiny, tiny amount. But you're kind of wasting your money. So if you want to purchase a trial of them, drop a 5 or 10 below in the comments. If you share this video on your page, I will give you $10 off of a 10-day trial of the sample. So share away. Please do share. If you have any questions, let me know. I will go back later and look at all of the questions and answer them and type answers to you or follow up with you individually. But thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. I hope it really simplified some of the ideas for you. If you're new or thinking about keto, have heard about it or had no idea what's going on. But I hope it was helpful. And I hope you guys have a good night. I'll post this later on my YouTube channel where it will have a permanent home. Facebook deletes these videos after a while, so I try to post them there because they'll disappear. So I'm building up my channel there, so once I put the link out, go like and subscribe so I get more viewers and all that good stuff. That one's new for me, so I'm expanding there. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for participating and for your attention. Ah.